No. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Lucas Live. I'm talking to my people in studio. I actually have a guest on the screen right now who's not supposed to be there. He'll be back in just a minute. That is my first guest. He goes by the name of Sads. You guys are going to hear about his fitness business and the training that he's done and the people he's worked with. A hometown hero, young Darren Peterson, an athlete that he's worked with for some time. We'll talk about that as well as other things he does. We also have Mr. Thomas West in the building, ladies and gentlemen, here to talk to us about his political campaign, the things he's done in the past, the things he's doing now, and what he sees for the future, how he plans to continue to serve our community and beyond. We'll talk about the African American Fest. If you guys did not check it out, or if you did, you guys know there was a group of governors, leaders, community leaders who came together week after week to plan this thing. And it was a wonderful, wonderful time. If you guys were down here at all, I just think it went really, really well. And I know I said to him, I'm sure there are things that went wrong that I probably didn't know. Maybe the timing was off because I wasn't on the committee to know all those things. But overall, it was a great time here in Canton, Ohio at Centennial Plaza. And hats off to everybody on that committee and all the hard work. We had Adriana Downing, who was helping with the committee, as well as Dr. Latrice Snodgrass was here last Wednesday. So shout out to them. And we're excited to continue to talk about the great things going on in the city of Canton. This, you guys may have seen, I did a promo video yesterday for the R&B Fest. I have the pleasure of being the MC of the R&B Fest with DJ Charlie Parker. We will be down here at Centennial Plaza. We are very excited about it. So I want you guys to make sure you guys come out to the R&B Fest. We have Brownstone and Sunshine Anderson. And I know sometimes there's artists who you're like, who sang that song? Who sang that song, right? But I played some songs. If you guys didn't see it, go back and watch the video. Maybe I'll pull it up here to show you guys, like, we know them. We know their songs, and we're going to have a great time. We also have the Rob Johnson Experience. We have Light the Flow, local, great, talented artist, the Unit Band. The Unit Band was the closing band for the African American Festival. They were the headliners, and now they are going to be one of the opening acts. So that tells you the level that we're going to. And the Unit Band was phenomenal. And I said, I don't know if I've heard them before. And you know, when you haven't heard some, but people are like, you don't know who they are. I was like, I don't know, but now I do. And the Unit Band is absolutely amazing. So you guys plan to come out to the R&B Festival. It is a paid event. We put up the map on the promo that I did the other day. So it is a paid event. And I know when you come to a place for free, it's like you go to your family's house for free and you eat at the cookout. And then one day they say, can you bring some stuff? Can you pay for some stuff? You're like, what? Grandma making us pay for stuff? You know, you get a little offended. The goal is to have some paid events just to be able to bring in some bigger names. That's all that's about. It is a goal of the city to continue to bring out great people and still make it affordable. Right now, tickets are on sale for the next several days. You can buy one, get one free of the general admission tickets, and they're $32. And then buy one, get one free. So really just $16. You can get into the festival, to the R&B Fest this coming Saturday. So I'll be there. I hope you guys are there. It's going to be a great time for all of us, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys share this broadcast. If you guys have not shared the broadcast, I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to share it from my Lucas Live Media page. So I'm going to go look up Lucas Live Media here on Facebook. And I'm going to then go to the main page and scroll down, or I'll see live. If you click my little story and I see me live there, and I'm going to hit that little arrow at the bottom at the right, and I'm going to share this to my personal page. So make sure you guys share the broadcast so others in your network can see the broadcast and can check it out and know we are here live on this Monday morning. It is Monday, July 13th. Are we almost halfway through July? I don't think that's possible. I don't know what's going on or where time goes or how this happens, but time flies. It is almost halfway through. I am excited to get started here. I'm a little tired this morning because my wife is in New York. So, and she was at the Jay-Z concert last night, and I'm not going to say too much else about how sad I am that I wasn't there. But I'm happy she was there. My daughter was there and they got to go. She was in New York anyway for another event and was able to get in and get tickets. She was not one of the people that rushed in. I understand there was a huge delay because somebody like rushed through the gates and a crowd of people like broke in or something. Then they shut it down and started letting people in all slow. So I know at about midnight, she was texting me saying that the concert hadn't started yet. And I was like, that's crazy. So I don't know. It was so. Then I'm on Life 360, of course, all night, checking her location, making sure she's good. And she made it back to her hotel, and all is well. I think. I mean, I don't know. She didn't text me yet, so I'm sure she was tired. And her location says her and my daughter are safely at the hotel. So, baby, can't wait to see you. She'll be home today. I can't wait. Me and Thomas West were talking this morning about when your wife is gone, you're like your house is different, right? You're like, what is happening around here? And I can cook and clean and the house is not dirty, but it just don't feel the same. It's just something's not right. Something's not right. Good morning, Jaisha Lilly. Good morning, Wendy. Wendy, we was just talking about the upcoming festival. Where did it go here? The R&B Fest, Wendy. You saw my video I put out yesterday informing the community of how it's going to go and how they should come and that they know what's going on. Wendy is a key member of the team that runs Centennial Plaza to bring these great things to us. Shout out to my friend Wendy. Thank you guys for all that you guys are doing down there at Centennial Plaza. They probably got yoga going on this morning, I'm pretty sure. They got tons of events. They got movie nights on Wednesdays. Wendy, I got to get you back in here. We got to talk about all the things going on at Centennial Plaza. Good morning, Miss Gail Danzy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for jumping in and saying hello, too. Your comments matter. Your likes matter. Your shares matter, everybody. I always like you guys to know that the algorithm, it'll pop up and some people will see it. People are busy. A lot's going on. When you share it, when you comment, when you save the broadcast and do other things, it tells the algorithm that this is something that other people should see, and it starts showing it to more people in their feed. So we appreciate all of you for all that you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump into our yoga. Yoga was canceled this morning. The instructor was sick. Wendy, you should have told me. I could have came down there. Actually, I got a fitness trainer right here. He can come down here and do something. He can have him do some kind of workout. All right, we'll figure it out. Just tell him to tune into the show. Anybody who wanted to do fitness this morning who was unable to, make sure you message him. Get him in here on the show. Good morning, Aunt Gloria. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I feel like I owe you some stuff. You ever see somebody's name? You like, I feel like I owe them like things that I promised. This is a personal conversation. Let's just have it right here, Aunt Gloria. If I owe you some stuff, I'm supposed to do something. I've been way off. My wife's been out of town, so I've been a little off. Okay, I'm bouncing back. I'll be normal again this week. I promise. Wendy said, next time I'll call you. Yeah, I will take care of it. If anything gets canceled, Wendy, you know I'm right here. We can jump out there and make something happen. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to bring on my first guest. He goes by the name of Sads, not because he's sad. I've met him a time or two, and a great energy, great guy. He has a podcast that I love. I mean, we're going to talk about it. I think it's relatively new, but he's had some big names. And not only that, though, I think the way they do it is interesting and intriguing. It's in a gym. They're in a fitness space, and I just think it's excellent. And I'm a fan, obviously, of podcasts, right? So I really enjoy it. And I met him at Darren Peterson's draft party here in Canton, Ohio. And I actually got a chance to interview him there to talk about the work he did with Darren. And I was just intrigued and wanted to learn more about him. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, my guest, Mr. Sads. Hello, hello. Good morning. How are you?
Boss, man. I appreciate you having me on this morning, man.
Man, I'm excited to have you, excited to talk to you about what you do, your business, and the impact you're making. A lot of times people watch my show and they say, I did not know that person. And that's always my goal, is to bring them people who maybe they didn't know, or something they didn't know about a person. And so tell people a little bit about your business. Where are you located? What do you do?
For sure. So my name is Brendon Sadler. I am the owner of Paradise Sports Performance in North Canton, Ohio. Sports performance trainer, pretty much a one-stop shop. We're located right next to the airport, right behind Love's gas station, off Shuffle Street exit 112.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're a one-stop shop. We've got a 10,000 square foot complex where we do adult fitness training. We do youth training from 6 years old to professional athletes. Mm-hmm. We have recovery areas, red light saunas, cold plunges, a physical therapist on staff, a masseuse on staff, nutritional plans on staff, meal prep plans, all that good stuff. So we're where if you want to come get a workout on and get fit, that's where you got to go.
I love it. I know right where that is. I live in North Canton, so that's really not too far from me. And that Love's gas station is hard to miss if you go out that way.
Loves, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I love Love's. I can't lie. He's like, you need to get a sponsorship deal with Love's. I love Love's. It's a 10,000 foot facility is huge. So
yeah.
How long have you been here in this area? You're not from here, you told me.
No, so I'm from West Virginia. Grew up in West Virginia. I moved up to Canton in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with a different gentleman. We went to college together.
Mm-hmm.
We started a different sports performance company. We ran that for about 10 years and had about 6 facilities all across Ohio. And me and him just had a little bit of a business fallout. So
Yeah.
everything's mutual, but it was just that time for me to take my own leap, take my own stride, and do my own thing. So I started Paradise about 3 years ago, and we've seen some rapid success. I was up in Cuyahoga Falls at first. So we went up to Cuyahoga Falls. I partnered with David Lane up there at the island. And I don't know if you're familiar with David Lane, but he's in LeBron's circle, does a lot of basketball skills training, works with a lot of high-end athletes, started his own agency as well. Also trained Darren as well. But me and him had a great project going. And then Devontae Frigga came in, big time YouTuber, came in and bought our building out and started the Frigga facility. So a lot of people now know about the Frigga facility. But when that happened, I had to relocate. So that's how I ended up back down here in North Canton. And it's honestly been a blessing. Since we came down to North Canton, business has quadrupled. Like you said, we were able to start a podcast. It's called the Morning Lift Podcast. We go live every Monday at 6 a.m. So definitely wake up. So Red Eye Podcast.
Wait. Is it live?
We go live our episodes are live every morning. It's not actually live.
Okay.
That's why I told you.
We were talking about that.
Okay,
I was about to say, I'm like, are you already doing live? Okay, I was like, so you're halfway there. Okay,
try halfway there.
Okay, but you're there at 6 a.m. doing the
podcast.
It's
6 a.m. every morning, new episodes. Definitely come check us out. But yeah, man, it's been a blessing.
That's really cool. I saw you had Eric McCullum.
We do
on there.
I don't train Eric.
No, but you had him on the podcast.
I
saw that. I saw that, which was excellent. And a guy from around here who, I mean, people, if you know, you know, and there's plenty of people who realize that he's had one of the greatest professional basketball careers of anybody out of this area.
Absolutely.
And we now see his brother CJ, obviously in the NBA, and he plays, and Eric plays overseas, so people don't know, but he's had tremendous success.
And that's exactly why I wanted to have him on the podcast, because a guy like that is too humble to speak about himself.
Yeah.
Eric is probably one of the most realist people I've ever met. And I'm not just saying that because he was a guest. Like he was a big family man, family first. And that's honestly shows why he's had the success in his career, because he keeps his circle tight. He works hard and he's a grinder. He's going to outwork everybody. And he was very, very comfortable with where he was at. So he could have been in the NBA if he wanted to with CJ. And he was very, very comfortable in his path.
I didn't even realize
I love that.
I never thought about that. I never thought about why he stayed playing overseas, because usually when you do as well as he's done, you do get more opportunities.
He got offered an NBA contract. We actually talked about it in our podcast, but he was at that point where he was comfortable with who he was.
Yeah.
And that's why he's one of the longest, what's the word?
Careers, one of the longest tenured
careers. Longest tenured careers in European careers. And he's a former MVP, he's a champion. So it's like he's a very, very successful Canton man.
I love it. Shout out to him and his wife Brittany. I've known her forever.
Good people's there too.
Great people. Great people. So one of the people we've talked about that you worked with is Darren Peterson. We met at his draft party. It was a family draft party, close family and friends.
Yes, sir.
And so they brought us in. We do know that Peterson family, but they brought us in to provide a service, right? You were invited in because you were somebody who's important to their circle. So tell me about your work with Darren and kind of how that happened.
First and foremost, it's honestly it's a blessing to even be in that circle. Just being honest, man. Like when you talk about great people, Daryl is one of the first and foremost ones that come into mind for me. Daryl's helped me a lot with a lot of athletes that I've worked throughout Northeast Ohio because of Phenom Basketball. He has Phenom United Basketball. So Daryl has done a lot of things behind the scenes for a lot of people, and he deserves a lot more clout than he gets. Not only for Daryl as well, his daughter, his youngest son coming up as well. Like
they're all amazing.
They're all amazing, and it's a testament to his wife and him. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that, because even ESPN just did a little short story about most of the NBA draft picks this year had father figures, two-parent homes, and I feel like that's a lost art. I feel like that is something needs to be brought back, and I think he's a forefront runner of that. So it's awesome that he's finally getting some clout that he deserves.
I totally agree. Daryl's a great guy, and when first time I met Daryl, Darren was he was certainly in middle school. He was a little dude. He was in the barbershop, and I remember Darren's feet didn't even touch the thing. Like he was such a little dude, it looked like. But the way his dad was talking to him
Oh man.
and the
Yeah.
mindset that he was instilling in him, I was sitting there thinking, Mom's sitting there with my son, like literally in the barbershop. Me and my son are sitting there waiting. He's sitting there talking. We're all kind of talking. And Daryl's mindset about belief in yourself and the work you put in and what you can do and things he was saying was like just so out of this world in a sense. It's a mindset I think so many of us don't have because it's easier to look at the limitations around us or look at what we don't have or look at where we're from.
Well,
or look at
speaking of
whatever.
limitations, society as a whole has gotten softer.
Yeah.
So people looking outside in, looking at Daryl, probably how he was raising his son, were probably like, why are you so hard on him? Why are you doing this and that?
Right.
I don't know 100%, just speaking hearsay, but I feel like society as a whole looks at things like that and probably were questioning what he was doing sometimes growing up.
Had him out there on the body running steps
And it paid off.
Saturday morning, but it paid off.
And more importantly, Darren loved that.
Yeah.
Like that. He was not forced to do that.
Yeah.
Darren wanted to be there. Darren probably woke him up to go get workouts.
Talk to me about that a little bit.
know?
You talked about that when we interviewed you the other day about him as a kid, as a young man who wanted success, who wanted to be great. I mean, it was like in him. What did you see in Darren?
I've trained 10,000 kids, man, in a 10-year process, and Darren is the only one to ever call me at 4 a.m. to open up the gym.
Wow.
He's a rare breed. He's a
Yeah.
very, very self-driven kid. And that's what made my life easy.
Yeah.
He could have chosen anybody to be his trainer.
Mm.
He was going to be in the gym regardless. He probably would have been there earlier than you,
Yeah.
know? So it's one of those things that you just got to kind of step up to the plate and match that same energy with him,
Yeah.
and that's everybody's starting to see it now.
And so talk to me, and
Very
you're not a
starting to see it.
basketball, you're not a basketball guy.
No.
So
no.
what do you do with the Darren Peterson who is a basketball guy and it seems like he should just be getting shots up, which he did. But what else is it to fitness that for any sport? Talk to us a little bit about your business.
Yeah.
And you work with youth, you work with others. Talk to us about what you do and kind of the philosophy behind it.
So more importantly, I'm gonna be honest, man. One of the biggest lost arts in our field is flexibility, mobility, and recovery. I feel like all these kids are doing AAU tournaments
All day, every day.
whether it's pee wee football, basketball, softball, volleyball. All these kids are gone every day training, playing, every single day, multiple games a week, and it's one of those things that when you have somebody like that, Darren has one gear and it's go. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. So sometimes you got to be that guy to be like, hey, Darren, let's recover a little bit. Let's stretch. Let's do mobility. And I was just talking to a gentleman behind me. I was telling him, one of the biggest, I forget what I was going to say. Shoot.
Yeah. But you're talking about flexibility and mobility.
Oh,
one thing. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Anybody could be a trainer. Anybody could teach form, bench, squat, deadlift. Anybody could go get your certification and go be a trainer.
Be a personal trainer.
But can you connect to the kid? Can you build relationships? And I feel like that's why these kids continuously come back to me. And I don't force everybody wants instant gratification. Everybody wants those views. And I don't force views on people. I don't post things that, they get a lot of views, but I don't force the views.
Yeah.
So like a secret sauce of mine is that mobility aspect, like going back to that. So when these kids come in, I make sure they stretch properly. Yeah. Make sure they're recovering properly.
And they don't want to.
They don't want to. They don't want to.
I gotta stretch at my age now, but I mean, I remember even just going back in my 20s, going to the Y to play basketball in the morning, other stuff. I'm like, I didn't want to stretch. When I was
be able to lace up and go.
Come on, man. Yeah. When I was in high school, we did a lot.
We had a snap pants.
Yeah, right. Let's just go. Like, right. I just walked off the street like I'm ready to go all the time, right?
Yeah.
So it's not something people want, but it's something people need. A friend of mine, Marquise Watkins, shout out to him. He has United Boxing Gym.
Love Marquise.
Great dude. You know Marquise?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great guy, right? And United Boxing Club. And shout out to them. They just put up the Brawl 37. No, the Brawl 76. I forget the number, but they just posted the date. It's in March.
He does great
make sure
advertising as well. So definitely check Marcus out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent. And one of the things he does, like I'll go there and train with him and he'll see like, you're stiff. And it's like, I'm throwing jabs and hooks and stuff, whatever. It's early in the morning or whatever. I'm tired. I'm not thinking about whether I'm stiff or not. But he'll be like, man, you're not. How are you feeling? And I'm like, I don't know, and thinking it's the same old stuff, like, I'm 44 years old. I don't know. And he'll spend the whole session. He'll stop all the boxing to be like, we're going to stretch the whole time because that's more important than you think about. So when it comes to that, what is the real deal behind it? People don't really know. For each of us, how important is stretching? Is it important from the time we're young to the time we're old? What's the deal with it?
So it's funny because I always use this analogy. When you're an infant, like you're 1 2 years old learning how to walk.
Mhm.
When those kids go down to bend over to pick something up, it is a perfect squat. Toes are
Mm.
straight. They don't bend over. They squat down and pick it straight up and stand straight up. The problem is, as you get older, we sit more. You're sitting in classrooms. You're doing all for years, so your hips get tight. Everything and all your joints get stiff. So as you get older, you truthfully, when you're born, you're very mobile. You're very, very, very. Actually, you're hypermobile. That's why a lot of kids don't tear ligaments at a young age. You know, they break bones, but they don't tear ligaments.
Right.
So it's like we just stiffen up. We get lazy as we get older,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things that if you can continuously stay at and maintain, you'll never get old. You'll be 60 throwing your kids around like it's nothing. I still train like an athlete at 35, and I still jump over a 30-inch vertical.
Wow.
And I've torn my ACL. So it's
Really?
like, it's one of those things that I'm kind of a testament to my own program. I do the same workouts my kids do. And it's like, I think that's crucial. I think a lot of trainers can't do
Right.
their own
That's
workouts.
true.
So
That's
it's like, that's
right.
you got to practice what you preach.
Right.
And I feel like that's very, very vital.
I love that. When you talk about your kids, who are your kids? You work with a lot of kids who are in AAU, like Darren. Do you work with some kids who are in school sports? Do you work with any school groups? Like how does it work? And how somebody out there watching this is like, oh, he does that, but like, is it open to others to reach out to you and
So
maybe work with you?
We do small group, we do one-on-one training, and we do team training. So we've been blessed with about 50 plus high schools that we've worked with from West Virginia to Ohio. We do have a second location in Weirton, West Virginia.
Right.
And athlete wise, like I said, I've trained athletes from Columbus all the way up to Cleveland, AAU programs to adults, you know. So my youngest athlete right now is 5 years old. Little kid comes in, does body weight workouts, you know, jumps on boxes, things like that. We have fun with him. And then you have your pro guys looking for a dream, you know, your overseas guys that a lot of, those are my favorite athletes to work with. The ones that nobody really knows about, but they're going to be kicking back up. For example, like a Dwayne Cohill, who played up in Cleveland, big time guy at Bowling Green and Akron. And I think it was Akron. I'm sorry, Dwayne. But two big time colleges will be playing overseas, you know, this year that I've been able to be blessed to work with. Marcus Johnson, who was at Kansas State this past year.
Wow.
So yeah, we tailor to everybody. I have a gentleman that has been training with us for 8 months now, and he's lost 80 pounds. He's lost 10 pounds a month, and that's an adult. So we do it all, man. We really do. And whether it's small group, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's personal, we're here for you.
I love it. What do you think when it comes to wellness and health that people are missing? You know, like there's a lot of stuff. We want things to work fast. Going to the gym is never fun, especially in Northeast Ohio in the winter. I mean, it's okay till that cold morning, and you're supposed to be there at 5, 6 a.m. and it's hard. What is missing? Is it motivation? Is it a trainer? Is it
There's been
something
one
else? What is it?
formula that has never changed since the beginning of time, and it's hard work and effort. Everybody wants these vitamins, these pills, these shots to get this instant gratification, and that the best recipe for success is good old fashioned get your butt in the gym, sweat,
And go.
you know, and go.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that truthfully I think where like you said, the mental stress about it, I think that needs to be focused more. You know, Men's Mental Health Month was just last month, and I feel like that is a huge lost part in sports is mental health. You know, a therapist, like that's very vital. You got kids, like I said, it's easier to be a trainer. Can you be their therapist when they come in too? Can you talk about their issues? Kind of like how you said, Marquis, stop your sessions to talk about,
Always.
you got to talk about life, man.
He would.
Like these athletes come in and they hear about their shot. They hear about their technique. They hear about their form all the time, bro. How's your brother? How's your mom? How's your father? You know, how's school going? How's your grades? You know, what's going on at home? And those things are what excels the business and brand faster than anything.
Yeah.
Make that connection because these kids need it, man. All these kids need it. And they all need a mentor other than their parents.
Yeah.
And that's vital. You know, like some kids are blessed to have both parents at home, which is awesome. A lot of kids don't have a mom. A lot of kids don't have a dad. And a lot of kids don't have it either. So it's like, can you be that shoulder for them to lean on? And I stand by that. You know, I feel like that's more important than any type of athletic training.
That's huge. It reminds me of like the barber shop. You know, you have
It is the
somebody
barber
who's
shop.
doing that,
Yeah.
and a personal trainer is so personal. And a lot of times, if they're just going through the motions, or they're telling you, yeah, lift this, do this, or I'll go over here. Yeah, you know, sometimes a trainer will kind of set you up, and then they're just there to do their workout. They're not paying you any attention. You know, they're just telling you what to do, and you're thinking, oh, well, I could have had that on my phone. You know, I could have read it.
And a lot of, like I said, a lot of it's clickbait. Like a lot of trainers walk around and, like, for example, I love Darren, but you will see maybe 1 or 2 videos of Darren on my entire page.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's a lot more athletes there and stories there that you need to highlight. And it's like when you favor that one person, which a lot of trainers do,
Yeah.
they get ran out of business, they run out of shop, and they don't have any other
Right.
thing to do after that. You know, and it's
Interesting.
like you got to connect with these kids, man.
What else do you want to do? Like, you already have a 10,000 square foot facility. You've
Mhm.
done this in different locations. What do you see for yourself or for fitness in the future that you think is coming?
Oh man, that's such a hard question. I also have 1 year and it's go. So like
Yeah.
my mind, it's a
Like to
pro.
start a podcast in a gym is crazy, first of
It's a
all.
pro and a con, man. My mind never stops
Yeah.
running, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know when I'll settle down. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you. I feel like I'm always gonna be on go. My plan is to have Paradise as a national brand.
Okay.
I want to be known
I,
across
I
the
could I
country.
could see it. I asked that because it's a great brand.
Mhm.
It looks good. It feels
I
good.
appreciate you.
It
Yeah, yeah.
feels like a destination. So
And that's what I wanted.
yeah,
I'm from West Virginia, man.
yeah,
Mountains and lakes, and I'm
right.
like Paradise is like someplace I want to be. So I'm just gonna name the brand Paradise, and maybe
Yeah,
we'll go there.
I
You know, that
love
was my
that.
vision. Yeah.
I think that's huge, and I think that's a great opportunity for people who aren't following. How can people follow you?
So we are located everywhere. It's Paradise Sports Performance on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. It's the Morning Lift Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, all the above. So definitely come check us out. I appreciate you highlighting that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I don't want to end here. I want to ask you a few more questions because I think, to me, I think fitness is something. There's things that people say people care most about. People care a lot about their family. People care about their fitness. People care about their money, and their relationships. Probably. For people out there who are struggling to just get going at home, is there any advice for somebody who's like, "All right, I'm not ready to get to the gym yet, but I gotta start moving. It's my health."
Hmm.
My livelihood, my ability to show up for my family is in jeopardy. And I don't know what to do and I don't know where to start. And maybe they trust me and you're here with me today. Where do they start? What should they do?
Start with sleep. Start
Interesting.
with sleep.
They're probably like, I thought I was good at that part.
Yeah,
They was like, I thought
no,
I
start
slept too
with
much.
sleep, man.
What does
Like
that mean? Some
a
people, I feel like we're sleeping
the
too much.
average time frame that people sleep, especially successful people, are 4 to 5 hours, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
I'm not gonna-
it takes some getting used to. Like I'm
Yeah.
up at 5 a.m. every morning. My first session's at
What
6
time you go to
a.m.
bed?
9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm in bed.
Have to.
You know, have to. I don't drink really. I don't party anymore really. I tried to slow all that
So
stuff
what's the
down.
deal with sleep? What's the deal with sleep? I
So
mean,
yeah,
babies need sleep. Kids need. We tell our kids. I think we would just be trying to get our kids to go to bed.
Mhm.
Like you got to go to bed. You got school in the morning. We want them to go to
You
bed,
need
right?
8 hours.
But even adults still
You need 8
that.
hours. That REM sleep's very, very vital because that is your recovery time.
Yeah.
Human beings are like machines, and when you're asleep, that is your recharge. That's when you're recharging your battery.
Right.
And just like when you plug in your phone for only 10 minutes at a time and you get that 15% charge, that's how you're coming into the next day. So start with sleep, and then the next thing is fuel. That's it's your diet, it's your nutrition.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize if you drink a gallon of water a day, you will feel 100 times better.
Wow.
And people don't know that because you sit with a lot of toxins in your body. So let that water flush it out. So if you're eating garbage, which a lot of the American diet is
out
garbage,
there.
you got to flush that out.
Yeah.
You know, so I would start with sleep and I would start with nutrition. 1 protein shake a day and a gallon of water a day is my
Great start.
absolute start to all of my clients.
I love that. I love the simplicity of it because you could have said, do 10 burpees or something crazy.
No,
I'd have been
no.
like, good luck. You could have said anything, but to say drinking water. And one of the things I think about drinking water is I've gone to the gallon before and it was a lot. What I
Yeah.
needed to do was build up a little bit
Yeah.
to it
Yeah.
because I was going to the bathroom so much. I was like, I'm a
Absolutely.
business. I was like, I got meetings.
Absolutely,
I was like,
yeah.
this is crazy. Get your body used to it. Start building up.
3/4 of your body weight in a
Okay.
gallon. So it's not a full gallon. I just say that as a guidance
It's
point.
easy, yeah.
But yeah,
Depending
about
on the size of
3/4
a
of your body
person.
weight. Yep,
Yeah.
in gallon. Yep.
Yep. In ounces.
In ounces. I'm sorry.
At
Yeah.
least, no,
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
thinking of it myself because I've heard this somewhere before. I'm like, I heard this somewhere before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good morning, Dree. Good morning, Alex. Sadler don't know the word. Slow down. Alex Perry. He said Sadler don't know the word. Slow down. Always moving forward.
That's my guy back
Keep it
home, man.
all going. Love. I love it from West Virginia.
From West Virginia, yeah.
Love that. I
Yeah.
love that. He knows that
You're
still.
by state right now.
I
You're
like
in the
that. I like
tri-state
that. We're
area.
crossing it over, right? I like that. So I guess he's known you. So people out there listening, water, sleep, a protein shake.
Yeah.
What is it about a protein? And is it any brand? Or there's some? I don't know if I don't say you got an endorsement deal or whatever.
Yeah,
but what? How do we go about that? How do we not
So
do that?
especially in women. Especially women don't take protein because they feel like it makes them gain weight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But protein's your muscle builder.
Yeah.
So you're walking around. That's the main form of recovery you talked about.
Yeah.
You're even walking around mentally. You're frying your body out. You're burning calories.
Yeah.
You need that protein to rebuild the muscle that you're burning out. So when people are like, "Oh, I'm eating all this food, but I'm not gaining weight or putting on muscle mass," well, that's why you're not getting the protein. You're building in carbs. So protein's very, very vital for recovery and very, very vital for you to see any type of gain.
So, okay, so somebody out there thinking, I didn't say this, I don't want to gain, I want to lose.
Yeah.
But there's something to muscle mass that helps you lose fat and help us understand that.
Muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah.
Muscle weighs more than
So
fat.
you could be doing the right things, gaining weight or not losing weight initially. And I know it throws a lot of people off. I've been there. I gain muscle so fast.
Well, the biggest thing is metabolism. And people don't understand metabolism. Like it slows down as you get older.
Right.
So now you have to boost that metabolism somehow. So how do you do that? You got to work out. You got to run. You got to walk. You got to move. You got to stay active somehow to keep that metabolism rolling.
Yeah.
And that's why, for example, people like me have been the same body weight since college because my metabolism is so fast.
Because of your muscle mass and the things you're doing?
I'm always on go.
Got you.
I'm constantly moving. Like I calculated my steps the other day, brother, and it was like 22,000 steps in one day. So it's like the amount of calories I'd have to take in to gain weight.
It would be crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So a lot of
Right.
people don't think about that. So women think skipping meals is going to make you lose weight. No, that actually slows your metabolism down. So when you're eating that lunch, then you're eating your small lunch and then that big dinner, you think you're going to lose weight. No, you're actually putting on a few pounds of fat at the same time. So like a lot of people, they got to do a little bit more research and more learning. ChatGPT is not going to solve your problem. It's not going to solve your problem.
You still need to come
Put down ChatGPT and call a professional, please. I will take care of you. First session's free.
First session's free. I like that. Free you from your ChatGPT trainer.
Man,
Just saying,
put
yeah,
it
you look
down.
good. Right.
Put it down.
Great. It's all agreeable. It's so good. I love you. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It'll
Yeah,
be okay.
man. Same program for everybody.
Right. Exactly. I love it. One more time. How can people find you?
Yeah, man. Social media is a big one. Instagram, especially, we're really big on Instagram. Paradise Sports Performance. Coach Sads is on Instagram as well. And any type of Facebook platform, Instagram, TikTok, all the above, we're there at Paradise Sports Performance, man.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for coming in. We met that day. I knew in that moment that I'd want to talk to you and want to stay connected. We may be jumping on. I'll be on his show one day.
I was about to say, I'm big on networking, man. I really want to have you on my show as well. I feel like you're doing big things. You need your own flowers as well because you're putting a spotlight on an area that needs it more. So, and you're a front runner of that. So I appreciate you doing what you do too, man. I look forward to having you on.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow my guy Sads here, Paradise Sports Performance.
Yes,
it sounds so, I was like, I wanted to say, I'm like, it's Paradise Sports Performance. It rolls off the tongue. Sounds so good. Love it. Right here, North Canton, Ohio. You guys check him out, follow him, and think about you're a young person or somebody you know getting his services to help you with your fitness journey. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to swap out guests. I hope you guys enjoyed that this Monday morning. As you guys, we have a lot going on here with, it's the summer and, we're probably eating whatever we want to eat and dealing with whatever we want to deal with and having all kinds of foods and stuff. It's funny because leading up to summer, everybody's getting in shape for summer. Then we get to summer and we eat all kinds of stuff that messes us up in the summer. So having somebody who's talking to us about health and wellness is always important. What's up, Adriana? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Adriana, I mentioned you this morning. Shout out to you and the team that put on the African American Festival. And I know everybody did a lot of stuff. And Adriana, I know you and those who know you know behind the scenes, you were doing a lot of key things that helped make that go so well. So if you guys didn't get out to the African American Festival, I certainly encourage you guys to check it out next year, as well as pay attention to the content coming out to see what went on. A lot of great people, a lot of great performances, from young people to gospel to R&B to a fashion show to so many great things. All the governors to the wonderful, wonderful hosts to Chandra and Dr. Snodgrass. Phenomenal job. It was great. It was great. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you as well, coming up this weekend, the R&B Fest is happening. 2026 R&B Fest. Don't miss it. Tickets right now for the next few days are buy one, get one free. General admission tickets. Okay, so it's $32. You get two, so you get it for 16 a piece, basically. And that's even on Ticketmaster. You guys can find that or reach out to me if you need some more information about that. I also shot a little video yesterday. Go to my page and check that out about the fact that we know sometimes older groups, you don't remember, like, who is Sunshine Anderson? You listen to the song I played on the clip. Like, you'll be like, oh, that's who that is. Or Brownstone. Who is that? You'll see it there. So don't miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure we come out and support it. It is a paid event again. I know some people are thinking, I'm just going to wander up to Centennial Plaza like I always do. I'm going to go over there to Jersey's and get me a glass of water, and I'm just going to wander in and watch it from there. That's not going to work. All right, they're going to have the streets blocked off. Again, and I said this in my video, they're going to have streets blocked off not to be mean, but because people have paid and it's only fair, and that's how they were able to bring a national group here. And we want more national groups in our area and in our city and to be able to go right here locally. And I know, and I don't say this to be hard because I'm one of these people too. We will pay to go other places, but when it's in your own backyard, you feel offended. Like, how could they make me pay? But it could be right up the road and you'll be like, oh, it's something in Akron, I'm going to pay to go there. It's something in Cleveland, I'm going to pay. You're going to pay more for parking in Cleveland than you're going to pay to come to this, right? And we'll be like, I just can't do it. Come on. And think about it. You're not paying. It's the city is not making money off of this. You're helping pay so those artists can come, and it's not a big of a strand on a budget, right? That's all it is. The city is trying to put these things on. They're not making any money off of any of these things. The cost of these things, if you sit down and talk, is way more than they're going to make, even if they sold out. That is not how it works. So it's really just about being able to bring in great groups. So make sure you guys come check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring on my next guest. He's been a guest on the show many times. I actually did a sit down with him. It was probably the first time I ever took my equipment somewhere and sat down and did a sit down interview with somebody. And it was my honor. I had seen Thomas West years ago, but didn't know him. I knew of him and was a fan and knew he was doing a lot in the community, but I didn't really know him for myself. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of getting to know him. Very consistent person in his message. It's more than a message. It's more than a platform. If you know him, you know, like, he's been saying the same things are important forever, as well as listening to hear what's new. But the thread in there is the same. He really does care about the people. He really does believe we need to be represented well. He really does believe that the higher you go, the more you need to pull the resources back down to your people. Don't just get in the seat and be like, I'm in the seat, smiling in the seat, and I'm gonna go in there and nod when they give the money to everybody else. But he's like, get in there and start fighting. Be like, no, I'm from this neighborhood, this street, this community. My community needs those dollars and cents and those resources. I can picture the faces and the people that would help. And he wants to get in the seats to bring the money back. He's done it before. He's going to do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Thomas West.
Man, thank you. I'm going to hire you. You are amazing.
Let's go. Let's take this show on the road. Let's make it happen.
For sure.
How you doing this morning?
Awesome. I'm great to
Great.
be here on Lucas Live.
Yes.
I wore my baseball hat to,
Yes.
make sure that I was consistent.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Audience, so
Yeah, we do that. And us guys, we don't have as much hair on top, so it keeps some of the shine, keeps some of the lights off of our head. You know what I mean? Yeah, we represent. Had James Fye on. We were we were representing for the ball guys. So you are right now running for Ohio State Senate, District 29. Let's rewind back. Talk to us about a little bit about your political career, seats that you've sat in before. Is this a seat you sat in before? Is this something new? Talk to us a little bit about it for people who don't know.
This would be my first, actually, this would be my second time going for this seat. 20 years ago, I ran for this same seat after leaving council, after I was on city council, and I wanted to, again, propel to the state level. So I ran against Kurt Scheuring.
Wow.
Got my lesson. I
What did you learn from that?
I learned that first of all, it was a big race because it's all of Stark County.
Okay.
And running against Kurt Scheuring was very difficult because everybody loved Kurt.
Yeah.
Both Democrats and Republicans loved Kurt Scheuring.
Yeah.
And needless to say, I competed very well, lost within a few percentage points, but you know what? I gained a tremendous amount of respect for him, as well as a tremendous amount of respect for Stark County and all the issues that plagued our community. Yeah. But ridiculously the same issues 20 years ago are the same issues
Really?
we're dealing with today.
Which are what? What do you think?
You know,
What do you think we're really dealing with right now?
back then, 20 years ago, we were fighting for making certain that our schools were constitutionally funded. We were
I don't. What do nobody? What does constitutionally
meaning that
funded
we are going to fund our schools equitably
Mhm.
and fairness, obviously,
Mhm.
across all districts.
And
And
equitable means if somebody it's the stagger in a race is how I always think of it. You know,
yeah,
like there's a reason why and when I didn't know track when I was younger, I'm like, that person looks like they get a head start. And it's not, it's because of the curve, right? So because of the way it works. So equity is saying, okay, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you're in a school district with a lot of property tax because it's a suburban area with higher home values and the school gets a percentage of that, that means everything they get is always going to be more dollars, better books, better stuff. Then those people grow up, get better jobs, can buy bigger houses, build bigger houses, come
very
back and
much
give
so.
back to that community.
Very
And
much
the
so.
rich get richer and the poor get poor because it's like, well, we still are checking books out at the library with the card catalog, and y'all have had computers for 30 years.
Right.
And
Very much so.
so when you
Very good analogy.
is that
That's a it's a great analogy.
yeah.
And I think a lot of people can then equate themselves to, I mean, understand that as a result.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would say, those same issues are fighting today. But when we got to the state house, when I ran for state rep,
Yeah.
we were able to pass the Patterson legislation to equitably, adequately fund our schools.
Interesting.
And then, of course, as I got gerrymandered out of the district, they went back to the old ways. And that's not okay. We need to make certain that our schools are funded and they're funded adequately so that our kids are our next generation that's up
Yeah.
and, viable, if you will.
Right.
And if we can't fund our kids, there's something wrong.
Yes.
There is something
Something
with
wrong.
our systems.
Talk to us about the difference between, okay, tell me the seat you were in before. What was that? And then what is the position now? You were at the state house. What was that? What?
So I was a state representative.
Mhm.
I ran for the 49th district that covered, initially it covered Canton and Massillon.
Okay.
Then it covered Canton, all of Canton and Jackson Township.
Got it.
And of course, I was there for 6 years.
Uh-huh.
And I served as the assistant minority leader, which was the number 2. And I can't make this up, but we had the best hand at the state. Stark County had the
Really?
best hand at the state. You had me as the assistant minority leader on one side of the aisle. You had Kurt Schuring on the other side of the aisle, the
Right.
Senate. He was the assistant majority leader on the other side. And then you had Scott Olslinger as the finance chair. You can't get better than that.
Wow.
Okay. And all of your representation, we were in leadership.
Mhm.
And that was amazing experience. So we had the best hands. And I said 2 hands work better than one.
Yeah.
So having a Democrat, having a Republican working at the state house meeting was pretty impressive.
Yes.
But having us in leadership was even more impressive.
Mm.
And we were able to understand all the action. We had all the information that we could deliver results back to home.
Right.
Now we're only done with one hand.
Okay.
And that's why I decided to, of course, step out of the Urban League
Mhm.
and to run for the state Senate, because we need somebody there with experience, somebody that knows the Stark County well,
Mhm.
and that can deliver results.
I love that. When you look forward at the race, is this is something we'll vote for this November?
This is, yes.
Okay.
So I'll be on the ballot in
Mhm.
November. And of course, I'm asking everybody to get registered
Mhm.
because
There's your close up right there.
there's going to be games. There's
Yeah.
going to be games that are played. So get registered and go down to the Board of Elections and vote. Vote early and often, as they say, right?
Yes.
Vote early and get out to vote, and make sure your family members get out to vote, because this election is going to be a very vital election and for our future.
Yeah. There's a lot going on right now. Politics is tricky. And our country is in a weird place. What is the deal with state politics? I don't know that we always, it's not on national news. We're not hearing about it all the time. We don't know the 29 from 42 to 49 to 56. We don't know what it is. We don't know the Senate from the state. How, like,
Yeah,
is
we
there,
don't.
there's a, I'm guessing there's a state House of Representatives and a Senate just like nationally? Is that true?
Everything works pretty similar. So when you're on the city level,
Mm-hmm.
you have a legislature, which is city council,
Mm-hmm.
and you have an administration, which is the mayor's
Yes.
and his cabinet.
Right.
Okay. That's on the local level.
Mm-hmm.
On the state level, you have the state legislature, which is the House of Representatives. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Senate, which is the upper chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the federal level, it mimics the state.
Mm.
So you have the Congress, which is the legislature, and then you have the Senate, which is the upper chamber in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the administrative part of that is, of course, the President of the United States. So
Right.
it operates the same way on every level. But
Yeah.
city politics is one thing, county politics is another,
Mm.
state politics is another, and then you have the federal politics.
Yeah.
State politics really does drive a lot of things, broader scope. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with education, you're dealing with healthcare, you're dealing with, all of your infrastructure issues. We were talking big right now about data centers, right?
Yeah.
So the state initially brought data centers to our local area.
Right.
Now our city politics is having to deal with that data center.
Yeah.
Right. You have to deal with the policies of that.
Right.
So when we talk about data centers and we hear that, they got a 40-year tax abatement or a 30-year tax abatement, that is crazy.
Okay? So
That
tell
was-
us we talked about this on this show before. Jeff from the chamber, we were talking about it and the benefits of it. And as an AI user, I see it as like it's a necessary thing. And we had steel mills in this area, and we've had other things. However, I'm open to hearing and learning other thoughts. Is your thought about the detriment, or is your thought about the tax abatement? What is your thought on it?
Oh, well, first of all, I'm going to separate the two. I'm gonna
Okay.
put
That's a good
AI
point.
is
Yeah.
one issue, and
Oh,
then
okay.
data center is a whole nother.
Okay.
Data center is like storing all this information that AI is one piece of that, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much more to data centers. There's all of the storage that you have on your cell phones and all
True.
that stuff is going
Netflix,
to,
all that stuff is on
all
the data
that
center.
stuff
It's
is
been
data
there,
center.
the whole internet.
and it's
Right.
been there.
Yep.
But when you look at data centers and what's been happening lately,
Mhm.
so you've seen a lot of policies that came forth that pushed this down, and they gave these 30, 40-year tax abatements, which gives a 75% property tax where they're not paying.
Mhm.
But the restaurants that are closing in our city has to pay their full 100%.
Okay.
They hire people just like the data centers do.
Right.
Okay. The small business guy are paying full,
Mhm.
whereas these large corporations are only paying 75%.
Mm,
Why?
so-
Because they hire somebody. Okay.
The
They hire
lobby?
30, 60 people.
Oh, that's the reasoning they're saying. They're saying I'm creating
I'm
jobs.
creating jobs. So therefore I need a tax abatement.
Interesting. Okay, so
And that was
Go
just
ahead.
one
This is
piece
good.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're looking at the other piece of it is they're coming into neighborhoods and setting up shop right next to people's homes.
yeah.
So we need to make certain that we understand what's coming, and people need to be transparent about that.
Yes.
So it wasn't a transparent process.
Okay.
And that's why people got really angry about it.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I'm not against data centers.
There's just a better way to do
I'm
it.
saying there's a better way to do that, and that's what I would bring forward.
I
I've
respect
always been
that.
transparent. I've always brought, hey, this is what's happening to your
Yeah.
community. I'm going to bring it. When there are things with ODOT, I'm going to bring it.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to know what's going on, and then
Yeah.
we're going to make an informed decision
Yeah.
based on the information.
And you then are the representative of the people and how they actually feel, right?
Exactly.
So that's
I
a
am the
different
voice.
thing, right? Because it does seem like a lot of people in politics are just, I need the people to vote for me. And once I get in the seat, the game is different. There's a lot of big players. There's a lot of big money. There's a lot of big, I got to, win again. So I got to, this is a big donor. You see that a lot in national politics. And it makes sense to me. Like, I think it's wrong, but in a sense, I could see how if the company, if I'm just going to say Apple have a Apple phone,
Mhm.
if Apple made a huge donation to my
Campaign.
campaign and I was able to win because I knew how many ads I ran, how much I could do with those dollars, and they said, well, Lucas, we need something to go on with the memory chips or something, I'd be like, yeah, I hear you. I mean, you're somebody.
People supposed to donate to campaigns because they are able to represent not only the individual but also the community and their interests. However,
Mm.
at the same time, so I am a voice of the 29th district, which
Yes.
covers Stark County. So
Yeah.
therefore, I am beholding to the people.
Yeah.
There's going to be, you may say, I support this. The other person's going to say,
That's
I don't
fair.
support this.
Yeah.
But I got to take all that information in and say, this is a collective voice of Stark County.
Right.
And I represent them.
Yes.
The Apple wants access to be able to come into my office and talk to me about the issues that Apple's facing.
It's not about the people or the community or the 29th district. It's about more power for that organization.
Exactly.
Yep.
But what
I
I'm
believe
going to
that.
say to Apple is, Apple, I need you to come to Stark County.
Yeah.
So
Bring
like
some
when-
jobs, do something here. Yeah. What are you going to do for us? Because now we're constituents. Otherwise, what are we talking about?
So like when Intel was building in Columbus.
Yes.
I brought them to Stark County and I set them up with the Minority Business Association, the chamber, and had them come and talk to us about what they were going to do and then how would that impact Stark County
Yes.
citizens. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So as the voice of the people, that was my job.
Yeah.
Okay. And Intel came into my office and said, this is what we're going to do,
Mhm.
as along with all the other businesses, industries. And I tell young people, the state is the best place to be to get access. And why, if you want to go into any field, any
Mhm.
career field,
Yeah.
doing your internship at the State House is a good thing because you're going to run into all of those people.
Wow. Yeah.
Every industry that is there is coming through the doors to talk to you about their interests.
Yeah.
We need people that, and Kurt Schering was big on this. He said, you don't need lobbyists. I'm your voice.
Mm.
But I believe that having many representatives at the state
Yeah.
speaking on the voice of the people in Stark County is the way to go. And that's why I'm running.
I love that. Shout out to my wife. Good morning, honey. All the way from New York. Hello, hello, hello. You are missed. We talked about you this morning. I said that my house isn't the same. It's really cold in there. I don't know if it's the air conditioning or I'm just missing you, babe. So hurry up and get home. Can't wait to see you and Bubs.
You know, Luther Vandross has a song about that.
No, yeah, house.
not a
That
house.
is a good. You're right. It's not. I was living that. I have it playing right now in my house every time I walk in. It's just not the same right now. One of the things that you're talking about, housing and property tax relief. What's the deal with that? Because I don't know much about it. I know a lot of people are talking about it. Obviously, I live in North Canton. Obviously, we have higher property taxes than some other areas. And then I don't know exactly where all property taxes go, but one thing I know it does go towards the schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I care a lot about is education. So I think, well, if they cut off a bunch of the property taxes, where does the funding come from for the schools? Where does the funding come from for the area in general? Do you then have to increase sales tax? To me, it's like money has to come from somewhere. So how does it work? Like, what are you thinking about housing and property tax relief? A cap on rising taxes, you said. What is that about?
First and foremost, you know, of course, I got to give a shout out to my daughter, Talia Love, who this morning I posted that she officially purchased her home
Love
and
that.
here
Congratulations
in Canton,
to
Ohio.
her.
So I'm
Yes.
excited about that.
Yes.
But she was going through the process, the values of home went up drastically over the last couple of years.
Yes.
Okay. But even before all of that, our property taxes had skyrocketed for no reason.
Really?
Yes. So when you start looking at
Just
your
for no
property,
reason. They just
when you
did it.
started, your evaluations, you're like, how did my house start? Well, I bought this house for $10,000, $20,000, and now it's at $80,000. How
Yeah.
is that, right? How are you assessing this home for $80,000? I know I can't sell it for $80,000,
Interesting. I never thought about that.
right?
Because I mean, I did think about property taxes are based on the value of the home, not what you paid for the home, not anything like that. So somebody somehow is saying all of a sudden these houses are always growing in value, which seems good at the day you
Right.
sell it. But when you're sitting there and just living in, if you plan to be there, all of a sudden, apparently I'm living in something that's costing me more and more every year and nothing's even changed. And for some people, they're like, and y'all don't know, this part is falling off and nobody came in here to check to see what's going on. So that's what's going on. The price.
That's what's going on. And so one of my plans is to say, okay, we need to have a reevaluation.
Mhm.
You evaluated my house. You didn't even come and look at it.
Right.
I mean,
that's wild.
I have to pay somebody to come and do
An assessment for me
assessment
if I
for my
want to
house.
sell it. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, I want to go back to 2020 evaluations, certify it. I want you to reassess my properties
Yeah.
all across Stark County
Yeah.
and really assess these properties for the
True
true
value.
value versus the elevated value. And that happened not just in Stark County, it happened all across the state,
Mm.
which then now the people are angry.
Yeah.
They're upset, and they should be,
Yes.
okay, ultimately, because they're pricing them out of their own homes.
That is insane. I never thought about that.
That's what's ridiculous.
I never thought about that. You're being priced out of your own home because your property taxes are going up. It's costing you more in your payments each year, and you're then having to make some tough decisions. Because my thought was the value of my home going up, and the realtor, the company I bought my house from, who my realtor is with a different company now, but that company has my email information. Every so often, every month or couple months, they send me an email saying, guess what? Your property value has gone up again. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, good. That means I can sell it for that. But that's not necessarily true.
That's not
They don't-
necessarily true.
No.
So it is good
Yeah.
for some areas where, you see these houses in Jackson that are going for over $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're sitting here in the city of Canton and you're down on, Shorb,
Mm.
and your house is now looking at $100,000,
You know you can't sell it for $100,000. There's
right?
realities to an area based on schools, crime, a lot of things that the structure of the building doesn't, and I'm saying this as a question, doesn't equate the value of the home, that or it's not being taken into account. Is that what
Right.
we're saying?
And you can challenge it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a process.
Yeah,
Most people
aren't
don't like to
going
go
that.
through the process
Yeah.
of getting their homes reevaluated. So I'm like, listen, let's get back to basics.
Yeah.
And let's go back to the people and let's help the people, because that's what we're here for.
Yes.
We are here to serve the people,
Right.
not the people serving the system.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we got to get our elected officials back to that point where they are literally serving the people versus the other way around.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You talked about the 29th. It's the 29th district. Is that what it's called? The 29th?
29th district. I call it the grind 29.
Okay.
And before, when I was in the House, it was the grind 49.
Uh-huh.
But the reality is, and I say that because I see the people grinding all the time.
Yeah.
And that represents all of Stark County with the exception of Navarre and Brewster.
Okay. I was going to wonder what the area was.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's all, the 29th district is a
Stark
district
County.
of
Man.
Stark County.
Yep.
And prior to that, of course, you guys know Kurt Schering has served
Mm-hmm.
it. And then my opponent is now serving in that seat as an appointee.
Mm-hmm.
So running for the grind 29, we need somebody that's going to grind along with the people.
Yeah.
And make certain that we get what we need here.
That's big. So there's the 29th district Senate seat that you're running for. For people out there who are in the 29th district, why should they vote for you? What is there, like, why you over the other person? And you don't necessarily have to get into what the other person's talking about, but why should they vote for you? There's people out there who are saying, I don't know him, or they're saying, I don't know if he's right for me because I just don't trust politics and politicians, period.
That's a true statement.
And even your history, they may say, the fact that you've been in politics makes me even more uncomfortable instead of the other way around. Why should people vote for you, Thomas?
Several reasons. First of all, this community has invested in me.
Yeah.
From day one.
Yes.
When I was a social worker of 25 years, and when I served in the mental health, and when I opened up my own business as a restaurant, the Bible tells you can do all things through Christ that gives you strength.
Right.
I literally try to do that.
Yes.
Okay. Try to do it all. But as long as it's in the right vein, I'm working for the people on behalf of the people. So working 25 years as a social worker, working 13 years as a city councilman, working 6 years as a state representative, all of those things, you guys invested in me to get this information, to have the information I need to be able to deliver.
Yeah.
When I left the state house, I still get calls every other day on some issue that affects the state, whether it's at, not just in Stark County, but all across the state. I get calls about different things. And I believe that happens because of all the things that you have done, all the lived experiences that I have had right here in Stark County, good and bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I've lived it. So how can you represent something you don't know nothing about?
Wow.
So when you call me about property taxes, well, yeah, I've had my problems with property taxes.
Yeah.
I used to own a restaurant. I know that I know what happens. When the pandemic hit and restaurants were shut down, You know, I went to the rescue of restaurants to help them get a $500 credit when they lost all their liquor. You know, why? Because I've been in that space, because I've lived it.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yes.
You know, understanding the homeless. Why? Because I served it.
As a social
Does that
worker,
make
you
sense?
understood
As
it.
a
Yes.
social worker.
Yes.
Understanding mental health and why it's so crucial. I mean, working in academics, I understand it.
Yeah.
Because all of my lived experiences help me connect with the people, which also, when I'm at the State House, now I can speak that when I'm in committees.
Yeah.
Whether I'm on finance, I'm on health, all of those factors, those are things that I bring to the State House that support the people right here in this district.
That's that's a fascinating perspective, because it does often seem like people in politics can be out of touch. You know, it's like, what do they know? And even for myself, I see someone who's homeless. What do I know about that? Right? Like I look at that and I'm like, I don't know the factors that go into it. I don't know, are they all on drugs? I don't know what's going on with their mental health. I don't know all of that. And I worked in early childhood, which is very close to social work. But I know a lot about kids, community, education, because that was my lived experience, right? And there's other things that I have lived experience. Being a social worker, certainly you're touching a lot of the very underserved, challenging parts of any community. So having that experience, I think, certainly does give a lot of insight. And then there is something to having time in the seats and in the rooms, knowing how the conversations go and being able to navigate it and represent us well,
Yeah.
to say, hey, wait a minute now. I hear you guys talking about this. I've seen how this thing goes. This ball starts rolling down the hill, and all those dollars and all that support and all those businesses that could come into our area are going to go somewhere else. And I want to advocate for that. Is that your thought? Is like, I want to be there because then I can pull back into Stark County? Because I remember us talking about that
Oh, yeah.
before in your other position. Is that again what you're looking at doing?
Oh, definitely, definitely. You know, even the first time around, before I left the State House, I had a $63 million ask to support all minority businesses across the state. And why? Because if we bring all of these boats up, then our community can thrive. Restaurants can live when people have money in their pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. And because I lost
Because
that
people will go
race,
spend at the restaurant. So then every restaurant wins.
every
Yes.
restaurant. And we don't look at it from that perspective. Most businesses like, hey, I want to be a business and I'm conservative. And
Yeah.
you know what? When you start looking at it, Stark County's a moderate district. It goes way back to Ralph Regula. He was a moderate, and he was bringing home the bacon, and everybody, and we were frying it up in the pan, right? And then Kurt Schering, Olsager, they were moderates. And, you know, the MAGA agenda doesn't work here in Stark County. We are a moderate district, and we need to serve all people, not just a select few.
Yes.
You follow me?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so crucial for me to go back, because one thing I do know, whether it's in legislation, which I'm very good at, but I'm better at even connecting with all the departments that connect with our community.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about Minority Business Association and getting them dollars, whether it's the urban leagues and getting them the money because they deal with health, education, you know, all of those things.
Yes. Housing, all of it.
So when you start looking at the community action agency that deals with poverty issues and housing, you know, we sent millions of dollars back from the county that helped people with rent assistance. Stark County did. Stark County Commissioner sent money back to the state that went to another area in Ohio.
that was approved for us.
That was approved for us.
My parent gave me an allowance, let's say, and I said, nah, to take it back. My job gave me a bonus, and I said, nah, I'll take it. That's what we did.
Yeah, we did that, and they gave it to, you know, their,
And it went to
their
somebody,
sister or
'cause it's
your-
going to somebody.
their neighbor. Somebody else is going to get that money.
Wow.
And, you know, when I'm at the state, I want to make certain that our dollars are not only delivered,
Yeah.
but they're used.
Yeah.
Okay. And connecting ODOT to our city, you know, connecting capital dollars. Now, mind you, that's a whole nother issue. I'll talk about that a different day. But capital money that was just appropriated, it was almost like, oh, wow, we got a Christmas gift. Well, that was a loan that we have to pay back as taxpayers. Okay. And that's coming to our district, which is fine. But we're in a time right now where Ohio needs to be affordable.
Yeah.
Affordability is a big issue.
Yeah.
People are hurting at every aspect.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're talking about childcare, if you're talking about hospitals. I mean, every system is hurting. Businesses, all of them are hurting. So the question is, are we doing better?
Yeah.
In this district, in this seat, Okay, Republicans occupied it 60 out of 60 years. They occupied 56 of them.
Mm.
Democrats have only done it 4 years.
Wow.
Well, why is Democrats always the ones that getting the finger pointing at them? Them Democrats, them Democrats. Wait a minute. Republicans own everything from the White House down to our outhouse,
Mm-hmm.
except for Canton City Council.
Yeah.
Everything else is a road from the White House here. Wait a minute. We should not be hurting for anything.
Mm.
We got a vice president from Ohio.
True.
They should be, all the money should be flowing to Ohio, and we should not be hurting for nothing.
Mm.
But we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? So that's why it's so crucial to have two hands working on both sides of the aisle with two different trains of thoughts that come from our community, because Canton is not just Republican.
Yeah.
Despite what people may say, this is not a system. Ohio is not Trump country.
Right.
Ohio is, Stark County is definitely not Trump country.
Right.
This is Stark County.
Yeah.
We are the Grind 29, and we need everybody to work on our behalf, including if I elect a Republican in the White House or in the county or in the city, they need to work for all people, not
Yes.
just some, not just their party,
Yeah.
but all people. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I've always done. And that throughout my history, I've always worked on both sides of the aisle to get the needs met here in Stark County.
I love it. Thomas West, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and sharing here today. You know, I'm politics aside, if I could say that. This isn't a political show. There's people who I know. I've had people reach out to me and say, well, you have to have the other side of stuff on. I'm like, I don't know them. Like Thomas West is on my show because I know Thomas West as a person.
Invite her, invite them here.
Yeah.
And I say that, unequivocally. Make sure that both sides are here so
Yeah.
people can hear what they have to say and hold them accountable.
Yeah.
I tell people this all the time. You're calling me like I'm your state representative. No, you need to call your state representative.
Who people voted
who
for,
are
or you
holding
failed
them-
to vote, and that allowed them to do it.
Right.
So
And
either
I
way,
will be there as a resource.
Yeah.
I'm always going to give you information. I'm always going to share. I'm always going to help you. However, if you don't try to access the person that's carrying that seat, you're not holding them accountable,
Yeah.
and you're letting them off the hook,
Yeah.
because you need to see how they work. If they're able to literally bring home, help you
Yes.
in your quest for information,
Yeah.
or if they're just there filling a seat. And there's a lot of people filling the seat. I got to tell you this, I'll shut up.
Yes. No, go ahead, please.
But when I went to the State House for the first time, they said, Mr. West, there's a third of the people that come here and they play the game
Mm-hmm.
and they go home. Another third of the people, they come, they vote, and they go back to their business. And then there's a third of the people that literally work on behalf of the people.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to be?
Wow.
I don't need to tell you which one I chose.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's the way that we should hold every elected official accountable
Yeah.
to doing the job, not just filling a seat
Yeah.
or serving Washington or serving a party, but serving the people. I'll shut up.
No, I love it. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas West, how can they follow you? How, if they want to support, what can they do? How do they do it?
Please follow me. And, I will tell you, follow me on West for Ohio. That's my website. But then also we have the best thing to get me is on Facebook,
Yep.
because that's what I know.
Yes. Right. Right.
But West for State Senate, or you can go to my personal page, which is Thomas West.
Love it, love it, love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thomas West here on Lucas Live. I'm sure this won't be the last time you guys see him here. Somebody working to represent Stark County at the state level. Thank you so much for being here with
And
us.
we should have you do a candidate tonight or a debate between some people, and then
I
that
would
way,
love that.
that would be huge, especially with your personality.
I would love to do it. Let's work together. And I admire that you said bring them on, because again, my stance is I'm not against the other person per se.
Mhm.
I don't know all those people. My show is organic. It's been built off of relationships and people I know. I'm not bringing you on for a particular political reason. But like when you were a restaurant owner, I would have brought you on because you were a restaurant owner in our community.
Right, right.
You just happen to be somebody who I've seen serving our community in all kinds of ways. I see you cleaning something up or helping out with stuff. Like I just see you as that person. And then you also happen to want to take it to the next level as you've done before. So to me, it's a worthwhile conversation that I want to have. To think about bringing somebody on who's against you or fight to have those types of debates and things is something I'd definitely be interested in. Not something I've know how to execute per se, but I'd love to work with you and figure it out.
Well, we'll make it happen.
I love it.
That
I love
sounds
it.
good.
Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget coming up this Saturday, the R&B Fest right here at Centennial Plaza. Come on down. Sunshine Anderson will be here. Brownstone will be here. The Unit Band, the Rob Johnson Experience, and more will be. Eve Fonts, Light the Flow will be here performing one of her new songs right here in Centennial Plaza. We got to support our people. If you don't want to support the national acts, which I don't know, Brownstone and Sunshine Anderson, if you're saying, oh, I don't know them, or it's been a long time since they've had new music, that's fine. But support our local people. Come on out right now. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster. Just look up Centennial Plaza, Brownstone concert, whatever, and you'll find it and check it out. Shout out to Mark Bigsby for the things he does behind the scenes to help with these things. Shout out to the city of Canton, Wendy, the whole team here that does Centennial Plaza and the Civic Center. Thank you guys so much for all you do. Shout out to our sponsors. Thank you to SARTA for continuing to ride. I want to say ride with us. I feel like that was their slogan once, but thank you for riding with Lucas Live. Thank you so much to Jessica Danielle Nails. Thank you so much. You guys go check her out at Jessica Danielle Nail, the nail bar here in Canton, Ohio, and NC Nail Lounge in North Canton. Go check her out. Don't forget the Linda Reibenstein team. If you're looking for a realtor, you need that house of praise, you want to know what's going on, you want to move. She's been doing it for over 30 years. Tremendous experience. Thank you, Linda, for being a supporter of ours, and we are a supporter of yours. Check her out. And shout out to Ace Carpet Cleaning. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great time of year to get those carpets refreshed and cleaned. People running in and out of the house all winter with all that dirt and mud and all that stuff. Right now in the summer is a great time to get that freshened up. If you're looking for a great carpet cleaning company that cares, reach out to our friends at Ace Carpet Cleaning. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you Wednesday for another episode of Lucas Live, and we have a special new show coming out. I don't even know what it's going to be called. I don't know how often we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. We have a special relationship show starting this Wednesday. We have a panel of guests. We have more women than men. It's always easy to get more women that want to talk about relationships, but we'll have some women here. We had Ashanti Monroe on, and it was just a phenomenal conversation about, she was very transparent. We played some games and talked about some things. We're going to bring her back as well as some other wonderful ladies. Dr. Snodgrass will be here. Lily Price, Janine Britt will be here. Demetrius Rodriguez will be here. So we're going to have a mix here, and we're going to have a discussion about relationships, single, dating, or married. How do we make these things work? What are we struggling with? Do we agree or disagree with different philosophies? It's going to be a lot of fun. 6 p.m. this Wednesday. Don't miss the new show. Doesn't have a name yet, but we're going to keep doing it. So we'll see you guys Wednesday morning and Wednesday evening. Thank you guys for your support. We'll see you next time on the next episode of Lucas Live. Everybody have a great day.